Grease, and now he is in a brand new motion picture with Kirstie Alley and Bruce Willis entitled Look Who's Talking. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our program, John Travolta. Hi, John, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Look, look. And the place goes crazy. How you doing?
I'm okay, David. How are you?
Good. Have you had a good summer?
Yeah, it was a pretty good summer.
Did you work?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, worked on more motion pictures?
More motion pictures.
Yeah. You're living now in Florida?
Yes, sir.
Now, the last time we were discussing where you might be living, not that we were coming over, but it was you were in Santa Barbara.
Yes.
You had a ranch? Now, what was life like there?
It was isolated.
Uh-huh. And a big ranch?
It was a pretty big ranch.
Yeah. How many counties?
Well, I mean, for me, I come from a neighborhood, so 17 acres was pretty big.
Yeah, well, 17 acres is large. Now, did you have crops? Did you have animals?
We had oranges.
Oranges?
And we had avocados.
Uh-huh. And did you go out there and help, or did you just ride around in a truck and yell at the...
No, David, I sort of just watched.
And then you moved, now you're living in Florida.
In Florida.
Now, why would a person move from a ranch in Santa Barbara to Florida?
Because I fly airplanes. I'm a jet jockey. Mm-hmm. And I moved there because I like airplanes, basically.
Yeah. It's, but what about Florida makes it more conducive if you're enthusiastic about airplanes?
Well, I just like that particular community that I chose. It's an airport community where you share a runway, mutual runway with other homes.
Oh, is that right? So it's a private little community built around an airport?
Yeah, take the first generation of the Jetsons.
Yeah, and what kind of airplanes do you fly?
I fly Learjet, and I fly a British fighter jet called Vampire.
Now these, I guess you started out flying propeller aircraft.
Sure.
Well, how old were you when you first started flying?
16.
You got your license at 16?
Yes.
And then how many hours did you accumulate before you switched to jets?
Oh, about 400 before jets, and I have about 2,000 total time.
So you could go to work for United if you wanted to, right?
I know, it's sort of scary, isn't it?
But now seriously, do you just take off and go anywhere you want, or do you have like a real pilot with you?
Oh, come on, Dave. I trained at American Airlines, and I trained at other jet schools, so I know I'm an official professional pilot.
Did you fly yourself here today?
Sure did.
Is that right?
Yes.
And where's your airplane?
Teterboro Airport.
Yeah. Can I have a ride?
Would you like a ride?
And what did you fly up here on? Which plane?
A Learjet.
The Learjet.
Yeah.
And have you ever had any, I don't even know if we can talk about this, but did you ever have any close calls while you were flying?
Oh, no.
Really?
No, never.
No bad weather? You ever get lost?
Oh, bad weather, yes. Would you really like to come fly with me?
Yeah, well, let me hear about the close calls first. And then... But have you, on a long trip, have you ever, like, dozed off?
No.
It's much safer than I think it is, isn't it?
Are you frightened of flying?
I guess I am. I know that it's safe. I know that it's really safe. I mean, we're dealing with principles, aerodynamic principles that are constant.
Well, you're a race driver, aren't you?
No. Well, I have accumulated some tickets, if that's what you... But I don't think I could ever, by myself, get in a plane and take off.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, I think you could. You just have to know something about it.
Uh-huh. Do you come from a family of aviators?
No.
Yeah.
No, I come from a family of actors.
Uh-huh. But what was the desire when you were a kid?
I don't have a clue. Yeah. I just love it.
Yeah.
Really.
And when you're flying commercially, do you feel safe commercially or more safe?
It's a little scary to know that I have more time than most of the captains out there, but other than that, you know.
What is the minimum amount of hours to be a commercial jet captain?
Oh, well, I think that if you have like 500 hours in a jet, you can start to be a co-pilot, and then after that, you'd have to probably have as much time as I do to become captain.
So, wow.
Maybe less.
Yeah, so that would unnerve you a little bit.
Oh, to be a captain of an airline?
No, to think that the guy flying the plane may not have as much as
Oh,
experience.
Sure. You know, at first I sort of thought it was confident knowing that I knew something about flying, but now it's yeah. You know, I did actually call Eastern Airlines one time.
About?
To see if I could qualify to be a pilot.
Really?
Sure.
And what did they say?
They said yes.
Really? And did you consider it?
Well,
this was just...
for about a minute, you know.
Yeah.
It's really sort of my absolute other passion, you know, in my life.
I called TWA once.
Did you?
Yeah. Find out if they flew into Cincinnati.
They do.
Well, they did, yeah. I ended up going. We have to do a commercial. We'll be right back here with John Travolta.
and it's about a lady who has a baby out of wedlock, and she's looking for a dad and a husband, and I'm the perfect guy for it, but she doesn't know it, but the baby does, and Bruce Willis tells the story.
And the baby actually talks, or we just hear the baby's thoughts?
You only hear the baby's thoughts. It's all done through the point of view of the baby.
Yeah, and have you seen, I guess you've seen the film,
sure,
right?
it's very
Were you happy with the way it came out?
Very happy.
Yeah. Now, are you traveling all over the country?
No, I don't do very many interviews. I don't know if you know that, but I've done like 4 shows like this in my whole life.
Yeah, this is my 4th as well. But when do you ever travel to in conjunction with the opening of a movie? Do you enjoy doing that?
Oh, sure. I like that.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
sure.
And you don't have any problem going from town to town and different city, different day, that kind of stuff?
Well, this one's been lighter on publicity than most.
Yeah.
I've only had 4 interviews this whole publicity tour.
And when you're out on the streets, do people just mob you? Are they all over you? Do they recognize you, of course?
Well, sure they do. Yesterday I was recognized by, well, sort of. She said to me, she said, "Oh, I know you. Who are you?"
Yeah.
And I said, so I thought, oh, well, she doesn't know who I am. So I said, well, I'm Brad Bigelow. And I said, I have a weekly war show. And she said, I knew it. And she walked away.
A weekly war show? Like Brad would discuss great wars of the 20th century?
Something like that.
And do they remember you from various characters you've
yes. Everybody has a different favorite character. You know, so it'll be, you know, Hey Bud from Urban Cowboy, or Tony Manero, or Barbarino, or, you know, whatever they...
Now this, how long ago was the Welcome Back, Kotter?
1952.
Yeah, geez, I didn't realize it was so long ago.
Yeah, it was before I was born.
And do you ever hear from those guys, Gabe Kaplan or anybody?
Sure. Yeah, well, actually, no, not Gabe. I don't hear from, but the other boys I do.
And what are they doing now?
They're busy. You know, they do movies and television and things. You know.
Do you ever think about loading them on a plane and taking them on a trip or anything?
I believe we've done that on occasion.
Yeah, well, that's good. And things are, by and large, you're happy in Florida?
Oh, sure, I love it.
Yeah. You know who is here all the time is Mary Lou Henner. Are you guys still friends?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's a very nice woman, isn't she?
She's very nice.
Yeah. You really, it's like one of your oldest, closest friends, isn't she? Or is she a friend of Brad Bigelow's? Well, it was nice to meet you. I'm glad you had some time for us.
Well, I was thrilled to be here.
And anytime you're in the area, by all means, drop in.
I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's John Travolta. That was me. Look at that.